and welcome back to my channel. I am so happy to be part of the Halloween 13, which is a collaboration of 13 YouTubers in the nail community coming together to share Halloween designs and inspiration. I am number 4, and I'll be doing a design I've seen on Pinterest of a black cat sitting on a moon. I'm going to also link all the other 12 talented ladies in the description below, so you can catch up on the series and watch the 3 amazing manis before mine, as well as see who is left in the 13. So here I'm just dipping my nails in the base colors that I want for my mani and just getting it ready for some nail art. I'm using black tie and Smokey, which is the gray color from All Powdered Up. So you'll notice that I'm leaving my middle finger naked for the time being because that's going to be my glitter nail, and I'll do the glitter later. On my ring finger is where I want to do the nail art. So for the background of the design, I want it to be gray with some black around it, almost like a vignette. To do that, I'm going to apply the black a couple of different ways. So here you'll see this is the first way that I'm applying the black. I'm using the scrub ombre technique to get a little bit of the black on the edges. If you want to learn more about the scrub ombre technique, I did do a video on it where I did it on a previous mani, and I'll link to that video in my description below. So I'm just getting the black on there. I am noticing that as I'm scrubbing on the black, I'm getting a little too much black. I want it to be more gray than black, so I have room for the design. I'm doing another layer of the gray and black, and here you'll notice that I'm using triple vitamin base. I'm using this on this finger because it dries slower, to give me a little bit more time to do what I need to get the background to where I want it to be. So the second way that I'm applying the black is by tapping it on with the brush. So I'm only tapping it on the tapping it on the very edges of my nail to get that really nice pigmented black right around the edge of my nail.
Perfect.
So once I'm happy with the black around the edges, I'm going to take a different brush and I'm going to go in with the gray, and I'm just going to tap a good amount of the gray right in the middle of my nail. I can see that the base liquid is still pretty wet, so I'm hoping that this gray will, kind of lay on top of everything so that I have a really good canvas for my kitty cat design. So I'm not super satisfied with how the black to gray ratio is on my ring finger. I want there to be a little bit more gray. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in for another layer, but this time instead of tapping the black around the edges first, I'm going to take the brush that I used for the gray previously, and I'm going to tap the gray onto my nail first, only concentrating it on the middle of my nail. So now that I'm happy with my ring finger, I'm going to go ahead and finish out the rest of my nails, the base layers for the rest of my nails. I'm just fast forwarding through this so you don't have to spend all this time watching me dip. If you want to see how my technique for dipping, I have other videos that you can check out for that, and they will be in slower pace, so you can see exactly what I'm doing. And now it's time for the glitter, and I'm using Moonlight Path again by All Powdered Up. And I'm actually going to be, for the nails that I have that are black, I'm going to be doing an ombre, a glitter ombre right on the tip. What I wanted it to look like was, my ring finger was going to be a black cat sitting on a moon, staring at the stars, and so I wanted my other nails to have that, kind of take on that same look, so that this kind of it kind of looks like the stars in the night sky with this silver glitter. So you might be thinking that my design isn't super Halloween-y, it's not spooky, and that's by design. I am not super huge on the scary and spooky side of Halloween. I'm leaning a little bit more towards the cute side of Halloween. I really can't do anything scary. Scary movies are out, haunted houses are definitely out. And I'm going to blame that on Chucky. I watched that as a kid in a time period of my life that I was still playing with Cabbage Patch Kids dolls. I don't know if you remember those, but those Cabbage Patch Kids bear a very spooky resemblance to Chucky. So after I saw that movie, I was like, I am done with scary movies. I can't do this again. Like I can't keep imagining my dolls are going to be, coming after me with a knife and trying to stab me to death. So even as an adult, I can't. I refuse to go see a scary movie. But it's all good. I still love Halloween. I love the different designs of Halloween, and I love that I can be non-traditional. And I really love how this mani came out and how the design came out. So I hope you guys enjoy that too. So I'm just gonna let you watch as I finish out the dip portion of my mani. And I will be right back once we get into the design. All right, now we are ready for some nail art. So for the moon, I am going to actually partially stamp it. I'm using this little crescent shape that I'm going to be stamping onto my nail. I'll be filling it in a little bit more with gel polish, but stamping a guide like this really helps someone like me who really can't freehand anything. Like I've tried freehanding things and it just doesn't look right and doesn't look very good. So having this as a guide is really helpful. So now that I have my guide for the moon, I'm going to take some white gel polish and I'm just going to dab a little bit on, you know, this little stone palette that I have. I'm just going to take a little bit of that gel polish and use a pointed brush, and I'm going to fill in a little more of the moon to make it bigger. So I like using a gel polish because it doesn't dry on me like a regular polish or stamping polish will. So it gives me time to just kind of manipulate it and gives me time to fill as I need to, fill in, get more, you know, and just get it to where I want it to be. Just take my time because it's not going to dry. It's not going to set until I cure it in a UV or LED light. So once I am happy with how my moon looks, I'm gonna go ahead and pop my finger into my UV light and I'm gonna cure it for a minute. Okay, so you guys, this is really embarrassing, but I filmed this video and I went to go and edit it, and I realized that the part that I did the nail art on my nail, I didn't hit the record button on my phone. So I have a chunk of, you know, footage that I'm missing. So here I am. My nails have popped off since then already, but here I am with a swatch, and I'm going to show you how I did the design on a swatch, and then, you know, I'll go back to my mani on my finger. So I've already done the vignette, black and white. I've already done the moon on the swatch, and so it's been cured, and now I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the design. I'm going to do the cat first. I'm going to take some black gel polish, again dab a little bit on my stone palette here, and then I'm going to take a dotting tool, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that black gel polish, and I'm just going to create the body of my cat. And you can make the cat however big or small you want it. I want it to, you know, have a good substance, so it, you know, when I have the head on, it doesn't look too small. So I'm actually going to make my cat a little bit chubbier. He's going to be a little chunky cat. And then once you have the body and the head, you know, kind of where you want it, I take a small brush, and I don't get any more polish, but I just take whatever polish is on my nail or swatch already, and I just kind of, you know, push it out so that I shape the ears. So it's just a little bit of a point. You just need a little bit, and you're just pushing it out to get those ears on. The next thing I am going to do is get the tail. And for that one, I am going to use grab a little bit of the black polish, and I'm just going to, you know, squiggle that line on there for the tail. Now, while he's sitting on the moon, I want him to be looking at some stars, and so I'm going to create stars with another dotting tool using the white gel polish. I'm just going to put some dots, place some dots randomly around. And some of those dots, I'm gonna make sure I have a little bit more polish in there, because I'm gonna use a very thin brush, and I'm gonna extend some of that polish out so that it kind of looks like a star, like, you know how the light, you know, there's light dispersing out from that one point. That's kind of how I want this to look. So all you really need to do is just stretch it out. You don't need to get any more polish on your brush. Just use the polish that's already on your nail or your swatch. All right, so we're back to my nails. To finish out this mani, I'm going to be top coating my design with a no wipe gel top coat. I'm going to just apply a layer of this. It goes on really smooth, and then I'm going to pop this into my UV light, cure it for about a minute, and we'll be almost done. After every mani, I always apply some cuticle oil from Candy Skincare to keep my cuticles nice and hydrated. So I hope you enjoyed this video and have found some inspiration for your next Halloween mani. Make sure to check out the rest of the Halloween 13 ladies to get some more fun mani ideas for Halloween. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, bye guys!